When we look at the data, and from morning, Madam Chairperson, we spoke about various MPs from both sides of the aisle, spoke about the data. Without going into great detail, all I can tell you is the data is very, very scary. It's shocking. More than 10,000 professionals have left the country in the last few years. It's an increase of about 150% if you look at it. Honorable Sajid Premadasa spoke about the brain drain scenario in this country and how other countries are, because of our situation, are getting a brain gain situation. Our people, Madam Chairman, are very, very intelligent and very capable. Whenever they leave the country and go overseas, within a matter of years, they do very well. We see this in countries such as Canada, Australia, New Zealand, England. Wherever our people go, whatever ethnicity they are, they may be Sinhalese or Tamils or Burghers or Malays or Muslims. When they go overseas, we see them doing very, very well. So why have the people in this country not done too well? I think that's a fundamental question that we must ask ourselves. We must also ask, why are the professionals and the kids leaving this country and going overseas? What is the main cause? Is there one particular reason that we can isolate and say, this is the cause that they are leaving? But I listened to some of the speeches today. Various MPs from both sides of the aisle, some junior, some senior, give various reasons for it. My thinking is the people of this country, the young generation, the seniors, the professionals, they leave this country simply because they don't have any hope in this country anymore. They don't have an iota of hope for the future. If they remain, what are they going to do? If they let their kids stay on, what are they going to do? What is their future? Can they get a job after studying so long, so hard? Can they get a job that they would like to do? Can they meet ends meet? These are the questions that parents and kids ask today. What's the cause of hopelessness? Is it simply the economy? Or is it just a lack of opportunity? Is it the cost of living? No jobs? And even if there are jobs, very poor pay? Is it the increased cost of living? Gas prices are up, Madam Chairman. Fuel prices are up, electricity bills are soaring, water bills are soaring, taxes are increasing, industries are falling apart. Like I mentioned, lack of employment. Honorable Rajasen Ratna mentioned the issues that are concerned in the health sector. The health sector is also falling apart. So if you look at the history of this country, the past. 1971, we had the JAP insurrection. 1983, the start of the LTT and the JAP insurrection. 1989, JAP LTT. 1994. And if you look at the statistics and the history, we can really go on and on about how things fail in this country at least once in every 10 years. So I'm not going to dwell in that because the data itself is there.
Honourable Member, you have 2 more minutes.
And when you look at it, it's very, very depressing. I wish to also give notice to the Honourable Chair that I do have 7 minutes from Honourable Marika, and I have the text to prove it as well. So, Honourable Chair, what we need to do is a question. Now, if you look at the Asfasuma program, it's an utter failure. People were queuing up, filling up protest and asking for relief. but the government did not act in time. At the same time, government is bringing about bills that are not in favourable of democracy and not in favourable of good governance. If you look at the Anti-Media Act, සමාජ විරෝධී පනතක් හැටියට ඇත්තෙන්ම Social Media Act. So there is going to be lawlessness and a lack of discipline. I also heard another member of parliament talking about discipline in this country. Madam Chairman, you know, this week we had evaluation week. And you were a member of the panel discussion today. This is a conference that was held at the Galadari, trying to bring in expertise from all over the country. And the basic target that we wanted to achieve through eval was to somehow bring the evaluation bill. Now, the evaluation bill, Madam Chairman, as you know, we were talking about it from 2018. I was chairman of a subcommittee that actually drafted that evaluation bill. But unfortunately, for the last so many years, we have not been able to bring that bill. My thinking is that if you have a monitoring and evaluation bill, yes, it's not a question to all our problems, but especially in a country where we have declared ourselves bankrupt. This bill, especially in the future, when projects are being identified, when money is being allocated, if you have a monitoring and evaluation process, we can identify projects that are good for the country and identify projects that are bad for the country. Madam Chairman, you heard the Honourable Opposition Leader, Honourable Sajid Premadasa, declaring his support for monitoring and evaluation. So during this week, we heard the government, represented by Honourable Sagar Ratnayaka, declaring that they are for it. The opposition leader declaring that he is for monitoring and evaluation. So we have built up support in Parliament to present a monitoring and evaluation bill. However, the problem today is not the political will. The problem today is a senior civil service. They are opposing it. When you ask them, why are you opposing it? The reason is it will give us more work to do, it will burden us further, and also the cost will increase. Basically, the civil servants, the senior civil servants, are building kingdoms around themselves, trying to protect their jobs. What they don't understand is what they are committed to do is to protect the country and the future of this country. So, Madam Chairperson, I don't wish to take too much with this very limited time, but we
Honourable
need
Member,
to...
you have 4 more minutes.
Okay. We need to build up cross-party support. We certainly do need to work together in terms of the good bills that we are trying to bring forward. But I can also tell you what's wrong with the government in terms of what's going on wrong. It's not a case of lack of will or political will for that matter. The problem is the president, on principle, wants to liberalize things, wants to open up the economy. But the majority of the government MPs in Parliament and in Cabinet does not believe in this. So where do we go from here? Will there be another Aragalayer that will start? I pray not. But if things continue the same way, if there is no economic relief, and we are going to have continuous brain drain, professionals of this country are leaving, going to better, greener pastures. So where will it lead us as a country? So what is the solution? It is my belief, Madam Chairman, that we must have a new system. We must bring in the professionals. We must bring in a new set of members of Parliament who are committed to change this country around. If you do not have that situation where a new system will be in place very soon, I think unfortunately another Argalalia will start, and these countries, the younger generation will have no hope at all, and they will all leave. Very, very unfortunate situation, but I do believe that this situation can be changed around given the proper political leadership, given the proper government leadership, and given the proper leadership even at the district levels. So it is a hopeless situation, but I do live in hope. As my father used to say, අපි දේශපාලනය කරන්නේ බලාපොරොත්තුවක් නැති ජනතාවට බලාපොරොත්තුවක් දෙන්න. අපි ඒ ගමන අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම යනවා. මේ අවස්ථාවේදී විශේෂයෙන්ම මොන දේ වුණත් අපිට තියෙන්නේ මේ රට විතරයි. අපිට වෙන රටක් නැහැ. මේ රට ආරක්ෂා කරගෙන අපි ඉදිරියට යමු කියන ඉල්ලීම පණිඩ දෙමින් මට අවස්ථාව ලබා දුන්නට ස්තුතියි. සියලු දෙනාටම ජය වේවා.
You're watching the Lifetraveler channel.